This book right here is out. It is out now. How I lost 100 pounds in 100 days. So I lost 90. Initially, it was a bet with my brother that I could lose 90 pounds in 90 days. And it ended up being like 130 pounds. So it ended up being more than 100 pounds anyways. But I just thought it would be better to ride 100 pounds in 100 days. I don't know. I thought it was more catchier. Anyways, there's some good stuff in here. There is free ebook versions on all kinds of platforms. So if you have gotten the ebook and you're watching this video because you got the ebook and you like it, you can buy the paperback if you want. And this book is still out, and this book has got over 7,000 downloads now. It's also there's free ebook versions everywhere, and then there's a paperback version. Paperback version isn't free, but there's good stuff in there too. There's good stuff in here. When I was writing it, I could have went different ways with it. I wanted to keep it. It's like I actually packed a lot of words in here, being like 100 pages. I packed like 20,000 words in here, so something close to that. So it's I haven't read it. My guess is it's about a 2 to 3 hour read. It's something that people can read in one sitting, like watching a movie. I could have went different ways with it. I could have went like deep, and I chose not to. Just because, for one reason, I didn't feel like giving myself a week's worth of anxiety for writing it. So you know what I mean? Just I didn't feel like going that route. So, but there's plenty in there that's. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in here, and it's real. It's real life, and it's all there. So, and don't forget this one, meal prep, the healthiest meal prep book guide on earth, and that is 100% truth. This is the healthiest meal prep guide on planet Earth. So, I'm gonna do. I also have another book that is free in ebook as well on a bunch of different platforms, and then I'm gonna write some other ones that are gonna be like kind of in the same category as these. So, sorry, I'm not used to sitting down. I don't sit down. I stand up. I do not sit down. So when I sit down, I'm like, I don't know what to do. If I sit down, I gotta grab guitar. That's the only time I could sit down. I don't sit down. I stand up. I work standing up. And so I'm working throughout the middle of the night, and I'm standing up the whole time. I recommend that because sitting down is absolutely the worst thing. If you standing up in one spot, like what I do now, standing up in one spot is horrible too. It's bad for your hips, bad for your knees, your ankles. It's bad. That's why I have my stretches that I do periodically on the ground. I do stretches. I try to do them like every 20, 30 minutes. So if I'm doing hours and hours and hours and hours, I'm trying to do these stretches. So I'm doing many different stretches throughout my time, and this is every single day. It's not good. Being on a computer, it's aside from the stuff on your hands, the carpal tunnel, the mouse, it's bad. If sitting down, standing up, we're not meant to be doing that. But we gotta live, right? My next choice is to go and be a mason. So that's even worse. So it's like fix, what, plus I'm not doing what I love, or what I, I'm not doing, this is what I love, but I don't make 100% of my income off of music. If, so, but, yeah, I don't know, I just threw that in there. I recommend, I've said this for years, man. There's people listening to me. There's people that are they do the same thing that I do, and they're trying to stand up as much as possible because they know that I do it. I don't just say it. You know what I mean? I don't just say it, and now, okay, here's an affiliate link in the bottom to my walking, the computer thing that they have, that you can put your computer on in a treadmill that nobody will use because you can't walk and you can't do work on the computer. You can't do it. So you're gonna have to stand up. You're gonna have to get on the floor. You're gonna have to stretch. You're gonna have to get back up and then get back down on the floor and stretch. You're gonna have to do that the whole time if you want to stay. If you don't want to go downhill, and otherwise sit down and then the same thing will happen. So it's bad, man. We're not meant to be doing that. And there's people, they sit down all day. They sit down, their legs back like this at a desk all day long. That's worse than standing up. But standing up in one spot is bad. We're meant to move. We're meant to bend, stuff like that. Anyways, I could not sleep last night or this morning. I couldn't sleep. It took me the sun was already coming up, which isn't something that's not normal for me. But I tried to go to sleep last night it was 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. That's early for me. And I tried to. And I stayed up till it was the sun, like I say, probably 6:37, just thinking. So, when I try to do that, I end up doing that. Something like that happens. But I let it go. I just let it go because sometimes you can get yourself to where you're like, I don't want to think, But I have to think, it's what I do. So I have to let it go and let it flow. And if I can't go to sleep until 7, 8 in the morning, just do that, Because you can get yourself all wound up trying to not think and trying to, I'm trying to go to sleep at 2 in the morning and I can't go to sleep until 7 or 8 or whatever, right? And that can mess you up even worse. So I was thinking, my grandmother texted me yesterday. And yes, my grandmother knows how to text. She texts very well. So she texted me yesterday, and she texted me there's 2 people that are clients of hers that I know, because I used to work at her store. And one of them died. He had a bad asthma attack and he died. And then the other guy, he's a nice guy too. The other guy, he's got cancer and he's got a month to live. So he's a nice guy too. They're both good guys, man. And it's sad to hear that. And then I got an aunt that she has, I haven't seen her either. It's going to break my heart to see her because she has, I guess she's, it's gotten bad quick. She has a Lou Gehrig's, I think it's Lou Gehrig's disease. Forgot there's an acronym for it or something. I forgot what it is. But it's Lou Gehrig's disease. And it's fast. It's hit her fast. So, man, it's sad, man. Very sad. So I was just thinking, thinking about life and thinking about, I was turning it into positives, and I was thinking about my own, how I can turn these types of things into positives, and the only way I can turn stuff like that into positive is for me to continue going. I chose to dedicate my life several years ago to the extension of my life, not just the extension of my life. That's not good enough. So some things, the things I want to get across, like in both of these books and in other books I've written over the years, I like to get across certain things, and something that I want to get across, and this is not for the masses, this is for the 0.1% of people. To be like the way that I think, I'm not saying people should think exactly like me, but what I'm saying is to think near where I'm thinking, you're in the 0.01% of people. And you gotta know it. So you can't let that other 99.9% of people take you in with them. And something like just saying, I mean, I know I just said it, but like the extension of my life, that's not good enough. That means I could live 10, 20 years longer, miserably, you know what I mean? Barely making it. Like how people say, I've said this a lot, people say, like, well, at least I have my health, right? That's like a saying people say. Like, at least I have my health, and then they're like, creak, you know, but they have their health, right? And that's how they're thinking, because they're programmed to think that you're supposed to just barely be scraping by all the time with everything. And, you know, it becomes a saying, and it becomes just kind of like a cliche thing, right? But at least I have my health. That's not good enough. I won't settle for that. At least I have my health. That's last resort. That's last resort. It's not something, it shouldn't be like, oh, at least I have my health. It should be like, oh, at least I have my health. Well, maybe, you know. It should be, I don't know, you shouldn't be down, but it should not be like, just at least I have my health. Go on about your day. At least I have my health. Because, you know, it's not good enough. My extension of my life, I want to be at the highest levels possible, higher than the highest levels possible, going through the ceiling of it. You know, and I have to focus on me. And the other people, that 0.01% of people, see that. They will see that think that, go, hey, wait, I can see myself thinking similar to that for my own self. Not in exactly what I am, but for wherever they want. But like, you know, apply it to themselves. But my billboard, I don't need, what are those things called people put, I don't do that, but, you know, they write stuff on on the walls and stuff. I forgot what those are called. But that's in my head. I have like my billboard, my big, humongous, shining billboard that flashes agile, mobile, virile. That's my reason for living. That's my reason for living. Every second of my life, I do everything to be agile, mobile, virile. Everything I do is to be that. Everything. And my diet, my mindset, my lifestyle, and utilizing the tool of barbell weight training, barbell and dumbbell weight training, and body weight training. Using those tools, it makes the fourth one. They're all equally important, but I like to say that's a tool because it is a tool. Because if you go back, you know, that's pretty modern. You know, you can go back 300 years and there was no barbells. You can go back probably 150 years and there's no barbells and dumbbells and body weight exercises. There was other things that made up for these things, but, you know, it's great to use those tools, and everything that comes along in the future that could even be that equal to that or better than that, it's great to use all that. But you know, some people, because there's people they fixate on just like, they think like bodybuilding when they think lifting weights, right? So they fixate on, okay, I gotta go and get my pump and go. It's not about that. That's not what it is. Don't get me wrong, I like getting a pump too sometimes, but it's certain muscles, but it's not. That's not what my my training is based on. My training's based on my testosterone, and I train for high testosterone naturally. Nothing else. Nothing but my diet, my lifestyle, my mindset. So my training, it's all to make it all goes together with those other three things, and then that keeps my testosterone high, which keeps everything else good. But that's the focus. That's the main focus. Even though everything is intertwined, everything else is done to make all these other things better. That's my life. And in the end, my billboard, am I staying agile? Am I staying mobile? Am I staying virile? These things are going to make me better in life in every way. They make me better in everything I do. They make me be able to stand up every single day for years, working on the computer for hours and hours. I mean, there were times back in the days when I was first starting, man, I was trading my health for hopeful wealth. I was trading it. And that's not, nowadays I don't want to have to do that anymore, but back in the days I was, to do what you have to do, I would not recommend that, but people trade their health for more things than just their wealth or even hopeful wealth. They trade their health for television. They trade their health for entertainment. They trade their health for all kinds of stupid things. So, anyways, I'll leave it at that for this one. And check out this book. If you've got this book and the ebook, hope you like it. If you do like it, if you want to support it, grab the paperback. You can grab the paperback on Amazon. This one too. But they are free in ebook all over the place and other platforms too. So anyways, have a wonderful day.